Hey everyone, it's Natalie the Posh Pigeon, and today we're going to go over what is selling for me right now. Now, to kind of catch you guys up, if you didn't see my last video, November was pretty brutal in a sense where I ended up spending way more time. There were so many changes happening in November that I just was trying to stay in front of the curve and keep my sales moving. So long story short, seasonality change, I was not prepared for that. I talked about in my other video how many sweaters I was selling and not prepared for that at all. And I live in the South, so finding sweaters, and it can't just be an everyday sweater, right? It has to be something unique, and I kind of go over in the video why it has to be unique, especially with the live selling now. But the profitability overall on just picking up like any sweater is just not there. Even Topshop, like I bought this sweater. This is a Topshop sweater. I bought it on Whatnot for myself. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I would guess $10 to $12. The sticker price on it was $50. So you have to think, if the consumer is shopping on these platforms can get these items for cheaper by shopping lives, they're not going to just pay $20, $25 for a regular sweater unless it has some uniqueness to it. So long story short, I just can't go out and easily find that. So I ended up spending way more time in November than I should have on my business, on sourcing. Not only that, but I needed to sign up for the lives because I knew if I didn't do lives, I wouldn't be able to move stuff because stuff just wasn't moving. Lives is an opportunity to get sales and move stuff. So, whoa, that was just a lot. Like, thinking about November, I am glad it's in the past and we can move forward to December, and next year I will be 100% more prepared for this sweater frenzy that has happened starting in October. Yeah, so feel free to watch that video, but today we're going to just talk about what is selling. And to run through this real quick, I kind of downloaded at least what's not all the way through November, but I think there's probably at least 75 items on this list. So of the 75, about 30% are sweaters. 30% are sweaters, and we can't underestimate the long sleeve tops because the long sleeve tops are 18%, which depending on how you list it, I think sweaters and long sleeve tops sometimes can cross over from one another. So there you have it. Big chunk. And then we also have jackets and blazers at 12-point-some%. So way over 50% of basically upper body long sleeve things that, yeah, it's just not easy for me to come by. So moving forward, I am still trying to hustle and figure out how to constantly find these sweaters, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to go over what is selling so you guys kind of get an idea. All right, we'll see how long I have to get through some of these items, but first thing is these vintage Levi's 550 student jeans. Now, I was so excited when I found these because they were my first vintage Levi's that I found. I found them at a regular Goodwill. They were days on market were 5 days, and I paid $9 for them, and I sold them for $65. Mental note too for the future, I no longer am going to be able to track days on market. The way Posh reporting is, it's going to be nearly impossible. I'm going to change probably my reporting to accrual basis, meaning I'm not going to go off cash basis. I'm going to go off the cost of goods moving forward into the new year. It's not that it's something that I really want to do, and I'm still going to try to like share what I'm reinvesting in, not only my cost of goods, but the way reporting is happening with Poshmark. It's a complete disaster, honestly, with live shows. Which is again like I'm thinking like my strategy for live shows, but the reporting now, and to add to that, I caught in my downloaded sales report, they must have noticed this or somewhere around November 15th, because some of my sales were reporting like double numbers, because when you bundle, you have to copy the listing and resell it to the customer. So for whatever reason, the reporting wasn't reflecting that. In like the first 2 weeks in November, I had caught it on my spreadsheet. So anyways, side note, if you guys are doing live shows, you really want to check your reporting, which also means, are my sales correct on the Posh stats? I do not know off the top of my head. I just have spreadsheets for an accounting purpose for my taxes, but I haven't spent the time to like really dig that deep yet. But I do have a plan moving forward into the new year. All right, so back to what's sold. Vintage Levi's, if you find them, I think it's the 501s and the 550s, you definitely want to pick them up. All right, Lafayette 148, this cropped cardigan, I found this at a regular Goodwill, and it sold after 20 days for $30. I have a pretty, I would say fairly good track record with Lafayette 148 New York. So if you see that brand, I definitely consider picking it up depending on the style. Banana Republic Merino Wool Zebra Sweater. Again, like if this was a regular Banana Republic Merino Wool sweater, just one color, I wouldn't have picked it up, but because I had the zebra print on it, I knew somebody would like it, and it sold after 12 days. Not for oodles of money, I paid $7, it sold for $25. Next up is this new Marine de Vior pinstripe black blazer dress. This I got at Plato's at one of their end of the season sales. So I paid $4 for it, and it sold for $39 after 33 days. Blazer dress, basically. It's definitely a Y2K, or not a Y2K. It's like a, I don't know, what's the generation where people are in their like teens and 20s right now, early 20s. That's definitely a generational brand, I think. All right, next up are these Good American jeans. I had to relist them. They took way too long to sell. They only sold for $40. I think I've relisted them twice. I picked them up for $6, but yeah, Good American, they're regular skinny jeans, not selling for as much as they used to, but obviously they will still move. It's just, I think if I would have priced it accordingly faster, then they may have sold faster. BDG corduroy flare pants. They sold after 31 days. I got these at Goodwill at a half off sale for $4, and they sold for $30. This Athleta long sleeve top, I had this listed for probably over 90 days. It sold for $15. I sent out an aggressive offer, I think, to this person. I picked it up for $6. I actually was ready to keep it because it was a great quality top. It's like one of those compression tops. All right, this next one is this New Takes Ronnie Kobo rib wool sweater dress. This is my first like retail arbitrage purchase, and it was listed probably about 30 days or so. I had it listed, let's see here, for $120. I got an offer for $80. I went ahead and accepted. I paid $50 for it. So I did not make much money on this at all. I made some money, but I'm starting to kind of like tiptoe into retail arbitrage. So we'll see how that goes. To pay up for items, designer items specifically. All right, next up is this red Zara long sleeve dress, midi dress. I paid $8 at a Goodwill. It sold for $40. It was also new with tags, very on trend. Sold at 30 days, it looks like. Next up is this Armani Exchange sweater, and this is from my own closet. I just don't wear it anymore, and it sold after 58 days for $28. All right, I'm skipping around on some of this stuff. Just because I can't get through all like 75 of these items basically. All right, this Garcia long sleeve blouse, it sold in a bundle with these over knee Franco Sarto knee-high boots. The boots were mine. I just didn't wear them anymore. They sold for $35, and the Garcia top sold for $25. All right, next up is these Nike Dry Fit running joggers. Now you have to be particular with the joggers that you pick up. I guess like the more nylon-y, newer joggers are definitely going to sell for more. These sold after 8 days for $45, and I paid $7 at a regular Goodwill. Sold some Patagonia. I'm not going to go over that because we all know Patagonia sells, and it sells well. But the extra smalls, by the way, you guys, they don't sell nearly for as much money, and they take longer to sell. All right, this Old Navy sweater I had gotten last summer at the end of season Plato's sale, and I paid $1 for it. It finally sold for $14. It was a big Old Navy sweater. It was really nice though. Okay. Let's see, next up, J. Crew. All of my J. Crew shoes seem to sell, and they seem to sell for pretty decent money. I found these are ankle booties. I found these at regular Goodwill. I paid $7 for them, and they sold for $41 after 38 days. Let's see. This Banana Republic Cashmere Silk Blend men's sweater came from my closet here. It sold for $20 after 51 days. Another sweater. So men's, I don't think in general shopping live, so I don't think their stuff has been nearly as affected. So if you hear me say like picking up your regular sweater, mall brand regular sweater isn't really selling for what it used to sell for, do keep in mind that men's is probably slightly different, just because I don't think for the most part, just based on what I've seen, there's a lot of men just sitting around shopping lives. By nature, I just don't think that's what they want to do with their time. All right, next up is this BB Dakota Wool Blend plaid coat. It sold after 26 days. I got this at a regular Goodwill, paid $4 for it on a half off sale, and it sold for $38. This Free People open knit cropped sweater cardigan sold for $27, and I paid $6. I think some of this stuff I'm going over right now did sell in the live. J. Crew TP Merino wool sweater. If this is the one that I'm thinking of, I think this one had the stars on it, and it sold for $25, and I paid $6. Next up is this Kate Spade chunky sweater, and I found this at a regular Goodwill, and somebody paid $54 for it, and I paid $7, and it sold after 3 days. This Cabby long line embroidered blazer or jacket sold for $40, and I paid $8 for it after 20 days. And I got this at a regular Goodwill. This sequin bomber jacket, I paid $1 for it. I kind of got it at Goodwill online. I had bought several jackets and I paid $1 each for them. And this one, I had this one listed for 83 days, and it finally sold for $22, which I knew would eventually sell because we're getting into the sequin season right now. Abercrombie & Fitch high rise, these white jeans, they sold for $30. I think Abercrombie & Fitch the Curve Love, which I'm pretty sure that that's what these are. I can't see all the way on my paper. I think no matter what, those are selling very fast. So if you see them out, Abercrombie & Fitch Curve Love, those jeans just seem to sell very quickly. I thought I would have these till next season because they were white, but somebody ended up purchasing them. All right, then I sold Free People sweater. That was definitely pretty sure on Alive. Yeah, it was. And then a Free People or a Madewell ribbed dress, which that was retail arbitrage as well, but it sold for, it was listed for quite a while, so I put it in the live show to get some eyes on it, and it sold for $28, and I paid $10 for it. So it's, again, I didn't make a ton of money off of it. So retail arbitrage right now, like, I wouldn't say I'm doing that great at it, but I'm gonna continue to work on it and get better. Nordstrom Rack had like a huge sale probably in September about, and a lot of items were $5, $10, $15, and I think that was one that was $10. All right, Knox Rose flannel shirt dress. This actually surprised me. This was new with tags. I got it in like the worst thread up box that I've ever gotten before. So I paid $4 for it technically, but because a lot of stuff I had to just donate, yeah, this helped me get some of my money back because it sold for $20. Well, sorry, hang on, $21. Which is nice because, again, it helped pay for some of that box. All right, next up is this Zaful Tribal Fake Sherpa coat. This is an example of, this is a trendy piece. This does not retail for a lot of money, but it sold in my live show for $22, and I paid $4 for it. So, again, it was trendy, so that's why I think it got kind of bid up in the show. It was super cute, as you guys can see. But if it was just like a regular one color jacket, there's no way this would have sold. Like, I probably would still have it in my closet and be trying to give it away. All right, let's see here. Some more Patagonia. These Everlane jeans sold in a bundle for $42, and I paid $8. Everlane jeans still seem to sell fairly well after 16 days, and I found these at Goodwill. All right, this Zara Longline Alpaca Wool Cardigan. I sold this for $44 in a live show, and I paid $8 for it. But this was such a beautiful cardigan, and the reason why I put it in a live show is because I couldn't find a good stock photo of it, and every time I tried to like photograph it, it just, you know, the maxi dresses, and if there's not a stock photo for some reason, like, it just doesn't look as well. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong when I take the picture, but it seems so far away, and it just doesn't show well, I guess. So I put it in a live show, and it did end up selling. But anything long line, any of the cardigans that are long line, they seem to sell very fast and for more money. So that can be a plain, even though this had like wool blend, I think, alpaca wool blend. But I think like that can be a plain color because who doesn't like the, I guess, the trench cardigans? People are willing to pay up for them, from what I've observed and noticed. All right, let's see here. This new tags are oversized tribal sweater. This sold for $47. It was part of a bundle and I paid $7 for it. And I picked it up at a regular Goodwill and it sold after 42 days. Another cabbie blazer. So cabbie, if the piece is significant, it seems like it's selling in a decent time. This sold after 26 days and this was just a regular black blazer, but it did sell in the bundle and it sold for $25 and I paid $4. All right, let's see what else do we have. And then I sold a lot of sweaters. Another J. Crew, but it was like a bright pink. So again, like the Barbiecore pink also seems to be an exception. If it's that deep fuchsia pink, that color in general seems to sell better than any other color. So this was just a J. Crew pink merino wool sweater, and that did sell in a live show, but it only sold for $18 and I paid $7. So point taken, we're not making tons of money here on this, but again, it's moving quickly. This new tags Tahari cheetah sweater. This again came in a thread-up box. I had it listed. I ran it for $10 in a show just to move it. I technically paid $4 for it. So yeah, I didn't make much money on that. This Prana sweater, this is actually a really pretty sweater. I had paid, it says $1 here, but I don't think that's right. Maybe, oh yeah, I got this at the bins. Yeah, $1 for it and it sold for $20 in the show. And then this Madewell sweater, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a photo of this, because here's the other thing. With the live selling, some of this stuff I'm not even listing it and I'm just putting it in the show without even a photo. So when the sales report comes back, I don't even have a photo attached to it. So when I do these recaps with you guys, some of this stuff, it's getting kind of foggy of what it was when I just label it pink Madewell sweater. But that sold for $28 and I paid $10 for it. And then we could talk about another couple blazers and another couple sweaters here, but it's nothing really that significant. I sold a Chicago Bulls stocking cap for $10. I paid $1 for it. And I got that at end of season Plato's sale. Some men's Levi's jeans sold for $16. I paid $4. So these Beyond Yoga full length leggings sold for $23. I paid $7. I had found like a lot of Beyond Yoga one day at Goodwill just to see how it does, because I don't really sell much of it, and I think the only pair I sold had new tags. Beyond Yoga is actually a company too, by the way. If you list it on eBay, I guess they watch eBay. Make sure you don't use the stock photo, because that listing got taken down, and I actually think it got taken down on Poshmark as well. So that's a mental note for you guys with Beyond Yoga. Don't use the stock photos. All right. 7 for All Mankind Dojo Y2K flares. So if you guys see the 7 for All Mankind Dojo jeans, those will definitely sell quickly. This is my second pair that sold in less than a week. And they paid $41 for them. I paid $8. I have another pair. They're not Dojo, but they are Y2K. They are pretty much similar. They're from the same era. They're the same like mid-rise, same flare. Those have not sold yet, but for sure the Dojo ones will sell fast. All right, I think that's where I'm gonna end it here. Basically, I hope that you guys, if you're seeing a slowdown in your sales, first of all, I would say, do you have enough sweaters? I can't say this enough listed, because sweaters just is a big hit right now. I don't know how long this sweater, like people looking for sweaters, like is it going to end at the end of January? I'm not really sure because this is my first winter season, but I can tell you I'll be much more prepared hopefully next season. And yeah, I think that is all I'm going to go over today. So if you guys found this helpful, please again like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. And if you want to boost sales, I would say there's a lot of pros and cons in lives, and it may not be for everyone, but if you're open to trying it, I definitely think it's a way to move older inventory and give a boost in sales. Personally, I am trying to build my closet for some sales that I will just not even put on a live show, more designer items, and then sourcing probably specifically for lives, just from a volume selling standpoint. Those are my thoughts right now, but obviously as things change, as time goes on and I learn new things, like that's always potentially could change. But thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.